Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming to this event this afternoon. I hope you still have the energy to actually learn from different universities that we have over here. So let me introduce myself. My name is Chandini and I will be your moderator for the 14th European Higher Education Fair in 2022. So we have three different schools coming for this session. It's about management, design, and tourism. We have Y Schools, we have Paul Institute Focus, and then we also have Vatel. So we already have the representatives right now for each one of these institutions, which I like to introduce to you. First of all, we have Lucy. Lucy is coming from the Vatel. So how are you doing, Lucy?
I'm good, and you? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. Thank you so much. And we also have Stephanie coming from Y School. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, nice to meet you today.
Hopefully you're doing fine. And
I'm
last
good,
but not
thank
least,
you.
we also have Paul Institute Breakfast represented by Angelica Cayong. Hi, Angelica.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you so much for joining us today. All right, so to start this session, before we start, I would like to remind the participants for this event that you can ask your questions. Just drop your questions on the comments box of YouTube, and we're gonna ask your questions to the amazing speakers that we have today, so we can get more clarity, more information about the programs and about the schools as well. All right, without further ado, I would like to start perhaps with Lucy. So hi, Lucy. Well,
Hi again.
What can you tell us about Vivatel at the moment?
So Vatel, it's the largest hospitality business school in the world with 55 campuses in 31 countries, and I'm representing the one in Bordeaux, where we are welcoming the students with bachelor and MBA program in hospitality management, as well as wine and spirit in French and in English.
All right, so both bachelor's and MBA available.
Exactly, in Bordeaux, south of France, capital of the wine.
All right, Bordeaux. Perfect. Thank you so much. So both programs are available both in English and French as well, right?
Yes, exactly. And the one who are in the international class will learn French plus Spanish and German.
All right. So you will assist the students to learn languages as well. So I'm just wondering, for those interested in the French, it's in the English program for bachelor's and then MBA program. Like, do you have any information on the level of English proficiency that students will have to provide?
Yes, in this case, for the bachelor level, we accept the students starting for 5.5, but the reality, since it's actually bilingual classes where you have people from all over the world, because we have more than 52 nationalities inside of the school, I will say that if you have an IELTS or 6 or 6.5, it will be much better. Like that, we will be understanding the subtlety of the language, especially if you're talking about law or about geopolitics.
All right. Okay, so officially it's 5.5 for IELTS.
Yes.
But that would be better if you actually could get 6 or 6.5.
Exactly.
Because it's definitely gonna help you to be able to understand the course better, right?
Yes.
All right. So it's applicable for both bachelor's and MBA.
Yeah, for the that's why I was saying 5.5 is usually for the bachelor and 6.0 is for the MBA. But the level inside of the classroom will be 7.5 at the IELTS. That's why it's better to have a better English level. And of course, if you're French, you can also do the courses in French. And in this case, it's a DELF B2 that we will need to enter the school.
Okay, DELF B2 only for MBA or also for bachelor's?
Both, bachelor and MBA.
All right. Okay. So if you would like to submit your French proficiency test, it's going to be B2.
Exactly.
For bachelor's and MBA. All right. Very concise information. Thank you so much, Lucy. I'll get back to you later. And perhaps I would like to proceed to Stephanie from Y Schools. Hi, Stephanie. What can you tell us about your schools?
So Y Schools is located in the Champagne region. So that's also kind of wine, but bubbly. And we have 3 schools among Y Schools, hence the plural. So we have a school of management, we have a school of design, and we have a school of tourism. Among these schools, we have bachelor programs and master programs. Some of the programs are taught in French, some of the programs are taught in English. Currently, we have 4 programs which are taught in English, BBA program, master program in tourism management, master in management with 9 different majors, and MSc program in innovation and entrepreneurship.
Right. Okay. So for masters, there are 4 different programs for the ones taught in English, right? And then the bachelor's program is actually available as well. So same question with the one that I had for Lucy. Like, is there any information on the proficiency level for English?
We don't require any tests like IELTS or TOEFL, TOEIC, whatever. So we expect the students to have a B2 level in English language if they apply for an English taught program.
Right.
We expect the students to have a B2 level in French if they apply for a French taught program. But we don't require any tests. The whole admission process will be held in the language of teaching of the program that is targeted, and the professors which are members of the admission committee will be assessing the language proficiency of each student.
All right. Okay. While there is no exact requirement as an exact standard for the language proficiency, so if you are interested in pursuing the program in English, for example, the rule of thumb is actually B2 level for English, and for French, it's the same B2 level for French, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. And it's interesting that you mentioned that you have 3 different schools: management, design, and tourism, which actually provides some kind of a complete ecosystem, I would say, for those who are actually would like to pursue the path in hospitality. So I think that's actually one thing to consider for future students who would like to pursue their higher education, be it in management, design, and tourism. Right, I'll get back to you as well, Stephanie. Thank you so much. And I'll proceed to Angelica over here. Hi, Angelica.
Hello again. Yes.
Right. What can you tell us about Paul Institute Bocuse, for example?
Institute for Bocuse is hospitality management school, specialized in programs in hospitality management, in culinary art management, and pastry management, and of course, restaurants management, food service management. So we located in France, in Lyon, amazing region also for wines, amazing region for travel in France, very close to Alps, to Switzerland. The school has amazing facilities. We had beautiful campus with 2 castles today, in beautiful park, in very prestigious neighborhood of Lyon, and not far from the city center as well. So we most prestigious school, one of the most prestigious schools in the world in these specializations. And students gain very strong capacities in management, but as well as all technical aspects according to their programs. And our programs taught in French. We have bilingual programs, and also we have programs fully taught in English for bachelor level and for master's programs.
All right. Okay, so bachelor's and master's are available at your institution, and they can be taught either in English or either in French as well, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for the concise explanation from your end. Then I would like to proceed to the next question, and still I would like to welcome the participants to ask your questions if you have any, and I will help you to address those questions to our speakers. And then perhaps the next question that I would have is actually about the scholarship programs. So that's actually one of the things that usually like international students would like to understand a little bit better. And perhaps I would like to go to Angelica first. So do you have any information about available scholarship programs, be it coming from Paul Institute Bocuse or from any other institution that will be accepted at your school for overseas students?
Yes, indeed. Thank you for this question. It's an important question because yes, indeed, we have chance to have a foundation of Gérard and Gilles Plisson. This foundation offers scholarships for excellent students on their according to their results on their school. And all students can present requests for these scholarships. One thing is important, that scholarships will not allow you to get this for during all your studies in school. It's according each year. So if you get the first year, for example, you have to study well, and you can apply for the second year, for example, scholarships, as well as for some reasons, maybe you cannot get the scholarships first year because maybe high school was too hard for you. But if you study hard, you enjoy your life in school, and you're doing well, you can perfectly apply for scholarship for the second year, for example. So yes, it's possible.
All right. Okay. So can you give us some kind of an overall overview about the scholarship programs? Like, for example, what about the requirements for the scholarship programs? What are usually being required for students to be able to apply for the scholarship programs?
Yes, we're looking for excellence in academic results. So in the French system, it would be equivalent to 16 out of 20 points. So you have to put it in the system in Indonesia. And actually this is, and of course, motivation. So we ask a co-wallet, explain why you apply your project to join the school. Actually, that's it.
All right. Okay. So first, it's about the academic background as well. Like, your academic achievement is going to be very important. In French scoring system, it's going to be equivalent to 16 out of 20. And then motivation letter will also be required to request a scholarship program. Is that correct?
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. I would like to proceed next to Lucy. Perhaps, what can you tell us about the scholarship programs at Vivatel?
So Vatel is a business school. We are not offering per se ourselves a scholarship. We are part of the Indonesian scholarship LPDP. And the students at the MBA master level can apply for the Campus France, the FL scholarship. Actually, at the end of the month, if they pass their application and if they succeed and if they have excellent grades, we can motivate them to actually present their case in front of the French government to be accepted to this scholarship. After that, you need to remember that when you're in France, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week. So it's highly recommended, and it's much better in our discipline because it's adding additional value to your resume. As Vatel has program who are very operational as for the bachelor students and the MBA students, they are going 4 months of internship per month at the bachelor level and 2 MBA internship of 6 months, they can be paid also. So as for Paul Bocuse, it will not cover the full tuition fees, but it's also helping you for every, I will say, the rent or everything. And after that, we have a students department who's helping the foreign students to get into the social security, the reduction on the apartment and the housing. So every time a student wants some help or need to apply for something like a scholarship, or if they have some financial difficulties, of course, based on case to case, we are going to study them. If not, we are helping them with all the requirements from the French government.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. As you mentioned, LPDP is actually accepted as well. You can you can apply for LPDP scholarship program to join Vatel.
Exactly.
And then for MBA, you can also apply for Campus France scholarship program.
Scholarship, well. Yes.
All right, and don't forget about the 20 hours per week of part-time work, right?
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. I will then go to Stephanie from Y Schools. How about the scholarship programs available for any of your schools?
At this time, Y Schools does not offer any particular scholarship. So depending on the programs you will be selecting among Y Schools, I mean the free schools of Y Schools, you can apply for the FL scholarship. But I would like to highlight what Lucy said about the part-time job and the housing aid, because that's true for all of France. So it's really important that the students who have a plan of coming to France for their studies know about this. And also that's maybe more true for our city in Troyes, which is a bit smaller than Bordeaux. But if you want to find a part-time job, it will be easier if you speak French, because that would be the language of daily work, you know. We do have an early bird rate, so that can help also for the students to manage their budget if they apply. If they fully complete their application by February the 28th, they will be eligible for an early bird rate.
All right. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, Stephanie, for touching upon the topic of deadline, because because obviously people, prospective students who would like to start, pursuing their degree in France, for example, they could actually start applying now. So can you tell us about the deadline for the admission process for Y schools?
Okay, so our admission process will actually open tomorrow, so right on time.
So the 10th of November, we are going to start opening the admission program.
Yes, exactly. And so there are actually, let's say, two big deadlines. The first one will be the deadline for the early bird rate. That's February the 28th, for a fully completed application admission. And then the final deadline for normal, let's say, application, that's going to be beginning or mid-July for the September 2023 intake.
All right, just to be safe, at the beginning of July, it's going to be much safer, right?
That's it.
All right. These are for those who would like to start their study in September 2023.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So regardless of which school they want to take, but the deadline is clear. So tomorrow, if you're interested to apply for Y schools, they're going to open the admission process tomorrow. And for the early bird, you have to complete the application by 28th of February, while the final deadline for the entire applications for those interested in starting in September 2023 is going to be at the beginning of July, right?
Exactly.
All
yes.
Right. Okay. That's very clear. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And how about Lucy, for example? What can you share about the admission process and about those who would like to start in September 2023?
For the bachelor, it's going to be November 2023. And for the MBA, it's usually October. So we'll say fall. What we're having is actually it's already open, so the students can apply online. They're gonna have a test and an interview to pass. And for the application, as I say, for the Campus France FL scholarship, they need to apply before the end of November. Why? Because after that, even if the scholarship is beginning of the January, there is Christmas and everybody's going on vacation. Yeah. So we try to do our best to actually help the students until mid-December. As for the real application, we're helping the students, as we say for the international one, with the housing and everything. So it's going to be until May 31st that we're going to ensure the students that they're going to find housing and we're going to help them. After that, we're going to say that for the visa process, you need something like 3 months. So MBA end of mid-July, end of July. And for the bachelor program, it's going to be mid-August max. That's for the latest one who actually have some trouble to decide when they want to apply to Vatel. If not, they can apply already and pass the exam and everything with us starting tomorrow, like for Stephanie.
Right. Okay. So don't forget those who are interested in applying for the Vatel. They're going to start opening the admission process tomorrow as well. But don't forget that the bachelor's program will start in November 2023, while the MBA program will start in October 2023, basically during the fall season, right? During the autumn. But as you mentioned, Lucy, there will be a test and interview included for the selection process. And for those interested in applying for the scholarship program for iFull Scholarship, the deadline is going to be before the end of November. So because it's already the 9th of November, so you're going to be hurry. So check out the official website and hopefully you can start gathering the required documents to apply for the program and for these scholarships as well. All right.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. And Angelica, what can you tell us about the scholarships available at Paul Institute Purpose?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question? About
what can you tell us about the scholarship programs available for students at Paul Institute Purpose?
I just answered this question already.
Oh, we did. All right. I'm sorry, I missed it. Oh, yeah, I already did. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You already did. Thank you
Discussion
so
about-
much. All right, thank you so much about that. And about the admission program,
Yeah.
any deadlines?
Yes, thank you very much for question. Yes, it's very important. So we have two intakes for bachelor programs for April. We have April intake and September intake. So we currently recruiting for both.
Mhm.
So deadline for application for students for April intake is end of January, and
Mhm.
deadline for application for September intake is end of the May. Of course, international students, we suggest them to apply as soon as possible right now,
Mhm.
because everything happens online.
All right.
And then they will have to pass interview.
Oh,
And
right.
the interview available options, we offer about one selection day per month.
Mm.
And then they get results in 10 days afterwards.
All right.
So it's important to do it as soon as possible, because if they accept it, then they can plan their arrival to France, so they can prepare for the visa, as well as book their residence place in our residence.
All
If
right.
they will wait it for spring, in spring and the end of the spring, French students will apply as well to school, and maybe there will be not any more place in the students' residence, which is best option for first-year students, especially coming from far away, right?
All right. That's true. The housing one is actually one of the most important elements when it comes to studying overseas. So better follow Angelica's guidance on that. So yeah, because we already have some questions over here. So first of all, thank you so much for answering my questions. So we already welcome some questions over here. They would like to get a little bit more information about your institutions. Perhaps first I would like to go to Stephanie. So I want to ask you, why school? Could you explain a little bit more about the design major?
Sure. So first thing to know about design is that it's all taught in French. So you need to have good command of French to apply for the School of Design. And we basically, to be very quick, we basically have two programs. One program, which is a 3-year program in graphic design, and one program, which is a 5-year program. It's a state degree, and that's in design and management of design projects, with two different tracks. There's a track which is more focused on digital and digital tools, and one track which is very much specialized in all of the pure design management project, if you want to become a freelance, or if you want to work in design project management for a specific company. Depending on the background you may have in design, you could be eligible to apply for directly year 2, year 3, year 4. And then you actually can choose electives depending on the type of design you want to focus on, either graphic design. Basically, you would do the 3-year program for that. But we also offer space design, product design, visual communication design, and service design. So you can actually build up your path at the School of Design, depending on the kind of design you want to be a professional of.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much about the 3-year graphic design and then the 5-year state degree. So I'm just wondering, for this 3-year and 5-year, is it going to be a master's or bachelor's?
So the 3-year program is a certificate, undergraduate certificate, and the 5-year program is a master program, state degree.
Okay, 5-year is actually a master program, for like a state program. Okay, all right, thank you so much. So I would like to proceed to the next question. I'm not sure which speaker can answer this question, if it is actually pretty relevant. So this participant is working currently in the healthcare industry, and they're wondering if there will be courses or programs for medical tourism, perhaps for the master's program, like any of the schools participating over here that have programs in medical tourism, perhaps?
So I will take the lead if you don't mind.
Sure.
At the master level, you know, when we are talking about hospitality, we are talking about the art of welcoming a guest. And with the COVID situation, we've discovered that actually there is a lot of needs. It depends of the project of the students. You can open your own place, like your guest house. You can go into ecotourism. But of course, if you're interested in working with elders, helping them, taking care of them, and if you have a project, you can come and actually it's like a result, it's going to be your knowledge that you're having as a background in the bachelor that you're going to become as an entrepreneur and make a project. And after that, you can enter the sector of the healthcare sector for the residency for elders. So hospitality leads you not only for hotel and restaurant world, it's actually open to various career path. That's why it's very important to actually discuss your project with us, because depending on your background, engineering, healthcare, teaching, whatever, you can actually switch at the master level and add additional skills.
All right. So basically, I would say is that what you're going to learn is actually something like transferable skills. Right? Exactly. That can be applicable.
Like become an entrepreneur and make use of your skill on a project who's going to be something who's going to be important for you. Because remember, we are all unique, and at the MBA level, you're learning about the strategical aspect of the business.
Yes.
So to also own your own business. So in this case, for the students, they can decide to come for the master and from the MBA level, and actually decide to after that apply it to the healthcare industry.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Lucy. Any feedback perhaps from Angelica or Stephanie regarding this question about the medical tourism?
Well, yes. Well, I absolutely agree with Lucy, because usually we welcome students. We don't have today the specific program for medical tourism. But our master's degree would be perfectly interesting, probably, for this kind of students looking for developing their skills in hospitality management, because it's a very wide world. And this master's degree actually opening mind for students to understand these different styles of hospitality. So it might be perfect match. So we're really invited to contact our teams to discuss about the project, to see, we're always open to see what is project of the students, what did they study before, and always we can probably meet the match.
All right.
So
okay.
As well as, for example, we have also very interesting program, for Booker offers programs in fourth year specialization, which is actually a fast track to get a Bachelor of Honors in hospitality management, specializations like luxury hospitality, such as lifestyle hospitality, so which also may meet this expectation of this student.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Angelica. And how about you, Stephanie? Anything that you can share about the potential to explore medical tourism, for example?
I totally agree with Angelica and Lucy. They've already explained that very well. And if I may add something about Y School specifically, we actually kind of revamped the master program in tourism management, because we realized, as Lucy said, that any background you may have can lead to tourism, to some kind of tourism management, depending on what you can bring to the industry. And so for this reason, our master program in tourism management will be more focusing on innovation and entrepreneurship for all kind of tourism sector. So like Angelica and Lucy said, your background, your skills may bring something to the tourism industry, and it's up to you with the professors, with the professionals, and with the different teams to kind of plan your career in that sector, and we can help you find which way is the best for you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. So that's that for the question. And what I'm wondering, because I think this is actually the subject that you guys touched upon for a little bit during your explanation. So I'm wondering, how about the career prospects for the graduates from your institution? Perhaps I would go with Lucy first. can you explain about the like graduates from Vivatel? Where do they usually go after finishing school?
That depends of, the sky is the limit, because the reality, that depends also of the country. Some students, for example, in Vietnam may stop at the bachelor level, or if you go for, at the last year of the bachelor program, as it's 2 weeks sensual, 2 weeks practical, 4 months of internship, their last year in third year, then actually going into entrepreneurship. So if they have already a program, a project, they can try it. And depending on the country, if I'm taking some African country or some Asian country, it may be already enough. But it's usually most of the students will go, our alumni will go for the MBA program. And here it will depend, again, when Stephanie was saying, and Angelica, same thing, it depends on the project. So basically, it can go from accounting, human resources, you can go into import-export, sommelier, you can become, of course, front office and go into your own business, but luxury management, resort, ecotourism, you can go into PR, into journalism. It will depend on your passion and how you will be able, remember, business school. So you're coming here, if you have an idea, if you're able to actually bring everything on the table, and for us to just give you the tools to be able to become a successful professional, this is what we're going to do. So a lot of career, a lot of potential. And remember, COVID has done a lot of good actually for the hospitality industry, because right now we have more offer than we have students to place for the internship. So it's actually a very good industry who's growing in Indonesia, a lot of potential, but in the world also.
All right, thank you so much, Lucy. And how about you, Angelica? Can you tell us, like, usually your graduates, like the graduates from your university, where do they go after finishing the study?
Well, maybe if I may suggest, I will try to share my screen. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, you can put it in the full screen right now, perhaps.
Yes, is it okay now?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So the school offering today, so we go just to the part, okay, so 100% employability to get in from, if you study at Institut Paul Bocuse, so our students getting a lot of offers. So after each year, they will do internships. So we have more than 2,000 offers for internships. 60% of our students begin their careers overseas, and 40, usually foreigners looking for to work in France, for example, which is possible, or in European countries to get more experience before coming back to their countries. 33% of our students opening their own restaurants, opening own business. Companies who recruiting our students, for example, as you see, it's best and most prestigious groups, hotel groups in the world. You have Shangri-La, Accor, Kempinski, Dusit companies. So, and what is important that they have huge options in terms of working possibilities. And usually for young people today, it's also opportunity to maybe during their life change their way to work and change the place where they work, their careers. They might work for food service, they might for hotels, I can see, for events, for travel, tourism, and airlines companies, maybe in luxury services with sales, marketing, luxury brand management, customer services, and of course in other brands like human resources, education, technology, logistics, finance, real estate, of course. So basically, as you see,
there are many options.
Yes.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. And Stephanie, what can you share with us about the Y schools, about the graduates?
Well, one thing I would like to share with you is, for example, that our students, they find jobs not only in France, but also internationally, and that's very important. So almost, for the School of Tourism, almost 25% of our students find a job out of France. And that's really nice because we are happy to be an international school. So if you have international opportunities for careers, that's better. And we actually realized that the students have, like Lucy said, have different kinds of opportunities everywhere. So the majority of our students will end up having a career in the hospitality sector, but that's not not just in the hospitality sector, you have different kinds of position. You could be like you said, Lucy, front office, but you could also be a manager for the restaurant in a hotel. So yeah, the career, the possibilities for careers are huge, and they also depend, like we said earlier, on your background. So when you come with a particular background in our schools, and you choose a training a program because you have a specific plan, then you will hopefully you will end up with the kind of career you've been preparing with us. So could be in a travel agency, could be to develop new touristic projects, like we said earlier, innovation, entrepreneurship. Any kind of opportunity is possible, and it's very important to know that it's possible in France and internationally.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. And perhaps I would like to proceed with Angelica at this point, where I would like to talk a little bit about the internship. Like, is internship program is going to be required for students studying at Institut Paul Bocuse, for example? And how do you connect them with the internship opportunities? Like, do you have any platform for students to look for internship opportunities? Or perhaps you already have a list of companies? I don't know, like, what can you share with us about the internship?
Thank you very much for this question. Yes, indeed. So for us, this career project for students is extremely important moment. So we have our talent managers who are helping them to create their way to during their studies for their future career objectives, and create their objectives, of course. So after each year in bachelor programs, for example, if they have 3 years programs for bachelor in culinary arts and pastry, or 4 years programs for hospitality management and food service management programs, after each year of study, they have internship. So after the first year, they have 4-month internship. Usually they stay more in France. They go in the 5-star hotels and palaces and maybe Michelin star restaurants. Second year and third year, they can go abroad. As well, they usually travel in Asia, in North America, South America, in Australia. We have our team for relations with companies who helping also students getting the best offers, which will be qualified for them. And they have to choose. We have a platform in Institut Paul Bocuse, so they have to choose these offers to contact the future employees for internship or for job positions.
Yes.
And we have a lot of fairs which we organize every 2 months. We organize fair, career match, where recruiters come in on our campus, recruit students. So even they don't need to read, to write, to send the emails to recruiters. Recruiters come in on campus. So it's quite easy for them process. Of course, they have to take the research, to apply, to negotiate maybe the best position, the best conditions, because what is important also in this industry, hospitality and restaurant management, the students can get amazing offers in internship with good gratifications, with good conditions, with food, uniforms and lodging, which is extremely nice.
All right. Okay. So basically, Institut Paul Bocuse is actually like providing different tools to help students to find the internships as well as job matching, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. And how about you, Lucy? Anything from Vivatel that you can share about the internship or perhaps career matching program?
Oh, yes. So Vatel Group, as I told you, it's very large. So 55 campuses around the world. So we have a large group of alumni, and we can count on them, of course. And we have in Bordeaux a dedicated office who is placing the students. For the bachelor level, I told you that they're going 2 weeks at school, 2 weeks practical. The practical can be inside of our own hotel and restaurant or with the local partner. The 4 months of internship can be the first year in France or in their own country, because sometimes they're actually homesick. So it's good to come back home. Second year, they're going abroad, but they're still experimenting each 2 weeks, in a different position, either in the basic operational part or in the back office, in finance, taxation, and everywhere. So
Right.
I will say that here we're helping them. The first year they don't have any choice. We are actually, for the practical, we are placing them because it's mandatory. We are helping them also for the internship. Why? Because they need to apply. So it's good. Like for Angelica, we have a professional who are coming, the big brand who are coming to our school to scout the students, but it's also good to give them their tools.
Yes.
To negotiate, to learn to write a CV, to learn the presentation, how to present themselves, how to sell themselves, because they're coming from a business school.
Yeah.
So here, starting at the internship in the first year, they're actually working by themselves. Second year, of course, we have an office. We have a platform we call OSCO, where all the professional in France and in the world are actually giving us the offer. And I'm giving you, for example, a precise offer. The students, the first year students, actually, I have 56 students who are going for the winter internship right now in Chamonix, in the best ski resort places. We received, so for 56 students, more than 350 offers. So you see that when I was saying earlier that this industry is actually a huge one. So yes, all of us, we are very good school, and we are all working with the big hotel and restaurant in the world and locally. So yes, we are having a career center and a dedicated office who are helping them for the placement, for the internship, and for the practicals.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. It's actually pretty much interesting to hear that your students already get offers for, like continuing like internship programs. And then I believe that actually internship program is actually going to give them an advantage because it gives them like on the ground hands-on experience that they can definitely apply once they actually try to find the job after graduation, right?
Exactly. And they're not just shadowing, for the first internship. As they get a lot of experience during the year, they're not just shadowing the manager. They're actually taking action, solving some issue. So that's why Vatel is very well known for that. It's for the fact that their students are very operational at the bachelor level and very, I will say, manager and strategical thinker when they are arriving at the MBA program, because they have so much background in operational field earlier.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. And I would go with Stephanie at this point about the management, and then about tourism, and then about the design school as well. So I'm just wondering, what kind of internship do they usually have, and how do these students get the internship program?
Well, of course, the kind of internship we'll have will depend on the school they belong to, and the kind of program they are taking. But basically, we have more than 1,000 private companies who are linked to Wise Schools somehow, in France or abroad. So the fact that we have 3 different schools lead us to have a lot of different types of companies who are linked to us. And that's very interesting for the students too, because they get to have maybe more variety in the opportunities they can get. Right. But if we focus on tourism, for example, we organize a specific event which is called Connext, and that's a meeting and recruitment event in which they will have speed dating with companies, managers, human resources manager. So it's a way for the students to meet companies, but also for the companies to meet the students. So like you said, Lucy, it's not only the students who get to the companies, but the companies who get to us. Why so? Because the companies we are used to working with are looking for the types of profile we are able to provide. And that's very important. And it's also being on the safe side for the students, because they know that somewhere we have somebody who will be interested in them. All right. And at the School of Tourism specifically also, we organize master classes led by professionals of the tourism sector. So we do have some professors, but we have a lot of professionals who come to the school to teach the students, because tourism is something which is really hands-on. So we need to have backup and advice from professionals, and this is how our types of schools evolve actually. The School of Tourism of Wise Schools was created by and for professionals, and we keep on evolving in order to meet the expectations of the tourism, of the professionals of the tourism sector. So through the master classes, the students will get to know maybe jobs, positions that they've never heard about so far, new things that maybe haven't existed before. And they will get a chance to talk with these people who are maybe more who are maybe developing things, developing activities for their company or for the type of sector they are representing. And that's also very important for the students, because they need to understand that it's not something that's done and made. You can always have something else to do in this kind of sector.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, coaching, a lot of accompaniment for the students by the staff to prepare them for their CV, for their interviews, getting them to understand that if you apply in France or in China or in Mexico, you're not gonna, behave the same way, talk the same way, and that's also a way for us to prepare the students for their future.
All right. I think that's a really good idea to actually build some kind of cultural understanding and to understand different kind of sensitivity, because like there's a whole lot of different spectrums in terms of sensitivity in different cultures, right? So I think because tourism, obviously you're dealing with people coming from different nationalities, I think it's going to give you an edge if you can understand different cultural sensitivity. And about the speed dating, it facilitates companies and students, especially during their job searching events. And then the master classes, I think it's worth noting that master classes do not only invite professionals, but also provide the students with opportunities to explore different career paths. I think that's actually the idea of masterclass, which is, totally gonna be an advantage for students to take them. All right, I think we have arrived at the end of this session for today. So thank you so much for the amazing speakers that we have over here. Thank you so much for participating. And for those who already posted their questions, thank you so much. And hopefully the information that you got over here will become handy for you. And hopefully I will see you again in the next session. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Angelica and Stephanie.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you around. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.